Hello, fellow lovers of truth, wisdom, and courage. I wasn't going to release a video for a while, but especially with the increasing draconian censorship and shadow banning and all the rest of it that YouTube is up to, and regardless of how very few people actually engage on BitChute, it's not really a viable option. Alternative at the moment. It's you get the views, but there's hardly any comments or likes or much of interaction of any kind at all, even on the big videos and channels, which I find really weird. But anyway, so it seems people are using BitChute as a backup at the moment until YouTube continues and increases its Nazi-like censorship. But be all that as it may, the truth must be told, even if 3 or 4 people hear it, understand it, and do something positive for themselves with it. So be it. It's I've mentioned on my last video here and also on my main Riff Margles channel the increasing playing with energy vibrations, and how if you actually still the mind long enough and you actually practice awareness for long enough, you begin to, and if you're actually sensitive to picking up energies, which everyone actually has the ability to develop, those of us who are empath already, it is a curse, trust me. Those who can still the mind and become aware long enough will realize that for a little while now, I would say a number of weeks, there has been an increase in collective, how shall I put this, collective ego mind energy. An increase in meanness around you when you're interacting with people, an increase in cold-heartedness and annoying impatience, and people will just fuck with you because they can, and either apologize or deny it, and that's family members as well, let alone perfect strangers. So if you notice, there seems to be an increase in this negative kind of energy. And I found from my own practice, it's most important now to engage in detachment even more. Be very, as I said in my previous Riff Muggles video, be very careful with what you allow within you. Because it really does come down to as above, so below. As my friend Savage Reality would wisely say, as within, so without. And that is, and also importantly, as without, so within. And it's never more important than now to realize the effect that this is actually having on us. I, until very, very recently, loved watching all those channels with, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever kind of videos. And, yeah, we're being inundated by stupidity and isms on all kinds, purposely done to collectively as a people keep us low, powerless, fearful, stressed out, and as disempowered and helpless as possible, and clueless as possible, because it's not so much that knowledge is power, but knowledge turns into wisdom, turns into doing and creating, and they can't have that, which is why they've subverted and inverted everything that we've loved and enjoyed until very recently, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Marvel, whatever it is, cinema, music, TV, books, whatever. Now, books are my favourite because you can still find such wonderful literature in any typical bookstore, which is fantastic, which is probably why I've got my own personal library now, and I've got more than enough books to keep me going and entertained and suitably amused and, I suppose, ennobled and taught for the rest of my life. So that's actually okay. I just wish the modern world would at times leave me alone and shut the fuck up long enough for me to actually enjoy my books and CDs and guitars and just to be invisible for a while. But all those different things that I mentioned, they're actually affecting each and every one of us, and that is counterproductive to the goal of reaching higher along your own path. And because of that, we do need to actually do something about it for ourselves. Doesn't matter any fake altruistic whatever, that arises naturally on its own. But primarily, if you can't help yourself, you can't really help anyone else. And that's just the meat and potatoes of it. And so, meditation, I found, works wonders. Meditation, good old-fashioned basic Buddhist meditation. And realizing that you actually control your thoughts. Your thoughts don't actually control you. Right? And for myself, I've found that my own spiritual path has been invaluable, especially at the moment, the Norse shamanic part of it. With yes, I do have a drum which I use. Rhythmic drumming. It's like breathing. It's like focusing all your attention on your breathing. The repetition actually enables you to bypass the beta level, everyday conscious mind level, body, use whatever word you want, realm, and enable to go to the higher levels of consciousness, even if it's alpha. Beats the hell out of just the normal everyday beta level. But and also listening to my beloved pagan music, especially music like Heilung, Heilung, I think. Very shamanic, very transcendental in nature. And yes, there are days when I do go to, especially after dealing with people every day, Gorgoroth and Timu Porker. But yeah, you need to transcend the everyday fuckery level of existence. Even if it's walking to your car, to the bus stop, to the train station, whatever, walking along the footpath in town, in the mall. Walking meditation, just focusing on your walking and your breathing and using that as a meditation practice in itself. Because yes, the perversion, the subversion, the inversion of all the things that we enjoy and love will only increase and get worse. The last thing we need is to actually get upset about that and compare it to what it has been, because yes, it's absolutely fucked now and only going to get worse. So that's one thing that you can control. Two things. What you take in and allowing yourself to reach higher levels of awareness and consciousness through meditation and various other things that I've mentioned. Because it's your own sanity at stake. It's pointless getting upset and angry and whatever. It is what it is. What is happening is happening. and we can only work with what we have around us. So just detach as much as you can from all manner of drama and fuckery, and even just watching the news. There's no point. It's a propaganda fear-mongering exercise. They're not really there to inform you what's going on. Everything is actually subverted through the filter of the Orwellian Ministry of Truth. So there is what you're told on the everyday news, then what is really going on. So it's kind of pointless. And that includes limiting your use of those fucking annoying, quote-unquote, smartphones. Talk about a contradiction in terms. But anyway, be well, be wise, and remove yourself as much as you can, because it is getting worse and it will only get worse. And just remember, to speak the truth is a lonely path.